man. Whakatau mai ki tō tātou kura. Ko te tumuna ko ka whaihua tātou I tēnei rā. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa.
E honore, e karoria, mana rono ki te whenua. Whakaro, haie, ina sanata katoa. Aki ake, aki ake, amen. Te atua, te peringa, toku oranga. E honore, e karoria, mana rono ki te whenua. Whakaro, haie, ina tāngata katoa. Aki ake, aki ake, amen. Te atua, te peringa, toku oranga. Toku oranga.
Nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa.
We're excited to have everybody here for the GEG Student Summit. We're your MCs. My name is Leanna and this is Emily, and we are both from Hudson Point Schools. Firstly, we need to go through some housekeeping rules with you all. Can you please make sure all mobile phones are turned on silent? If there was an emergency, the place it would all go is in the courts outside behind the playgrounds. In your swag bags on the maps, you can see the location of the toilets and information about the cafe for the adults. That will be open at morning tea and lunch. We have some student ambassadors to help you out throughout the day if you need it. Student ambassadors, can you please stand and give a wave so everyone can see you? On the slide behind me, there is an official hashtag Twitter for the event if you are tweeting. There is also the network passcode and name that we'll be using today. So the passcode is students and the network is GGNZ. During the day, there'll be messages over the speaker to help you find where you guys are going. There's also a board at the end of the school where you guys will all be with all the information that you need. Finally, we'll be finishing off the day with the prize giving in the hall with some amazing surprises. We really appreciate all the sponsors that we've had. Some of our sponsors have stores here today, so please make sure to take the time and have a look around. Emily will now introduce one of our sponsors and keynote speakers.
I am excited to introduce Toby Carr. Toby is the CEO of his own company, DeXTech, and lives here in Auckland. He is only 16 years old and has already accomplished so much. Please give a warm welcome to Toby.
Have you ever felt like you don't have a dream, you don't have a passion, you don't know where you want to go, or you don't know how to get there? Or are you on the other end of the spectrum? You know where you want to go, you know what your dreams are, you know what your passions are, and you're going there. You're on the path, you're there to get there. Now there's two ends of the spectrum, very different, and I'm here to welcome both of you along this morning. And I'm pleased to say you're at the right place there, from students, fellow students even, about their passions and what they're interested in. My name is Toby Carr, and I'm the keynote speaker for you this morning. And I come with a little bit of different experience. I'm the CEO and founder, if you've heard of DeXTech Limited. I'm also the CEO and co-founder of Tefron's Audio, which is another one of my companies. And I'm a student at Stanford University in California by correspondence, and as well as Listening College in Henderson. Now, a little bit about DeXTech. DeXTech is a computer and technology company, which we're based here in Auckland with a lot of employees over in India and New York, and we specialize in providing hardware solutions to the likes of businesses, consumers, and your public sector recently. Now, just a little bit about my story from DeXTech, because that's what I'm reasonably most known for. So it started back in early 2013, and I was a student at Listening College, where I still study. And it was quite an interesting situation where I had this felt interest of, I wanted to do something, and I wasn't sure what it was. I wanted to do something that inspired myself as well as others. And this is when I decided, why don't I start a company? Bit of a crazy dream, but I followed it. And in early 2013, I started retailing device accessories such as screen protectors, cases, any accessories you could think of for your favorite smartphones and tablets. And sure enough, by mid-2014, we had 500 products for sale on our website and all sorts of things like that. And it was going really well. We'd lost money, we'd made more money, we'd lost more money and made a bit more money. And we'd brought a whole range of experience, which was the biggest thing I took from it, all the experience. And soon enough, I realized maybe there's something else I can do. Maybe I can go for something bigger. Maybe cases and screen protectors, cool, that's fun. But maybe it's not where I want to go long term. And that was when I started to think of dreams such as, what if I start selling the latest iPhone? What if I start selling the latest MacBook? And that's where DeXTech came from. DeXTech formed as a company out of DeXTech, which was the original company. And we started selling tablets, laptops, just smartphones by early 2015, and we had our official launch then. And it's been going really fun. It's great fun. It takes a lot of time, but I'm also studying at school as well. So it's great fun. And then earlier this year, we had Tefron's Audio, which you'll find up here somewhere. Feel free to check out the website. Tefron's Audio is a wireless earphones company. So we're developing New Zealand's cheapest and most advanced wireless earphones on the market. So that's something that's competing in the Young Enterprise Scheme, which DeXTech was fortunate enough to win last year. So as well as that, so that's my main story from DeXTech. It's been a bit of a journey. It's been great fun. So from this experience, I've been in business for about 2 years now. And to say the least, it's been a little bit intense. But what I would also like to say is, what's been central to this is people. People are always central to my business. I always base around people. Your resources, your money, your assets, anything, your school. What's amazing is the people in it. It's your teachers, your educators, which have given up their time. It's your employees, it's your people that are the inspiring things in life, not the things. And so from this, I've seen people lie, cheat, fail, burn out, disappoint. Sometimes that's been me, sometimes it hasn't been me. I've also, however, seen people who have thrived, led, flourished. They have shown the way to go, and they've proved the value of it. What I realized from this is that it's up to us. It's up to us as students, as fellow students, to choose which path to take. We can either flourish, we can do well in school, we can chase our dreams, chase what we want, or we can sit back and do nothing. And that's completely up to us. And that's something that I found very, very interesting in business, is that you see those people. You see the people that want to go somewhere. They might want to be the next biggest athlete in New Zealand. They might want to be the next best musician. They might want to be the next John Key or politician. And as well as this, I wish I could stand up here and say, that's cool, it's easy. It's really fun. It is really fun. No matter what, it's always fun. But I can tell you, it's not always easy. What I can tell you is there are people around you, your educators, your teachers, your students, your peers, your friends, who are around to help you out. If you have a passion, you're more than likely going to be supported by the people around you, and they will always be there for you. And that's something that I've really realized. I've found people such as Elliot and Nia, who are Tefron's employees as well. Who these people, such as these people, they're always there to run with you. They're always there to be on the journey with you. And that's what I find extremely inspiring. As well as this, greatness is a word which I love to use about people, especially people who inspire greatness, people who are greatness. And greatness for me means someone who is truly driven, someone who shows what they're made of. And I'm here to say, greatness is not a godlike feature. It's not something that special people get to experience. Everyone is great in their own right. All of you students here this morning, you may not know what your passion is yet. You may not know where you want to go in life, but that's why you're here today. You're here today to hear from fellow students, to discover that dream, to discover that passion, and to get on the way to discovering your greatness. And everyone can do that. And something else is opportunities. The opportunity to compete in the school athletics day, the opportunity to compete as the next best athlete. And opportunities are something which are the best things in life. They never go away, they never come back, they're always there. And I would say today, take every opportunity you can. Most people would say, don't do that, you'll burn out. I would say take every opportunity you can. If you don't think you're able to do it, people around you will make it happen for you. Your teachers are obviously inspired enough by you to be here this morning. Your teachers want to see you succeed. Your teachers are there to chase your dreams with you, especially these opportunities. And if you don't know how to do it, get in touch with someone that will help you. There are people around you. If you want, get in touch with me. I'd love to have a chat to you about these kind of things. I'm sure opportunities are something that are hard to scale. They're very hard to establish what they're like. Now, a good analogy I like to think of this is, if you go out into the dark at night, maybe in the countryside, you travel down to Hamilton, anywhere, you look up at the sky, you see one star. You might see one star, but then you look again, soon enough you'll see many stars, soon enough you'll see hundreds of stars. Your eyes will adjust to the sky. And this is how I view opportunities. The more you look for your opportunities, the more tuned your brain, your eyes, your way of thinking becomes to find them. If you look for the opportunities to run the fastest at athletics day, you're more than likely going to find somewhere to go to regionals for your athletics day. You're more than likely going to find those bigger opportunities. Always chase your opportunities. Always take them, run with them, and get people alongside you. There's something which I've found about people in business. People who have made my company, myself, who I am today. And that is, they will never put anyone down. They may know someone's struggling at something. They may know you've got a fault. You can't quite run as fast as the person next to you. You might not be able to play the guitar as good as the person next to you. But what they don't do is they don't put you down. And I always say, don't look down on someone unless you're going to help them out. And that is how people work in this kind of life. The people that are the most driven, they have the best dreams. They're the most successful by worldly terms. They always help people. They won't look down on people. And I forgot to mention, actually, you'll find there's the Twitter hashtag, which is the GEGNZ student. Feel free to chuck any questions onto there, and at the end I'll answer them. So that's nothing. And there's two people I like to think of who really inspired me to work harder, to do better at what I do well, to pick up what I don't do well. Because we know as people, we all have faults. We all don't. We may be the worst musician in the school. For example, myself, I can't sing, I can't play any musical instruments. But then you might be the best athlete in the school. You might have a passion in business. You might be the best next gamer. You might be the next best coder, for example. Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison, many of you will know as being the inventor of the light bulb. You know he invented this common thing which you see above you, not quite these ones, but he invented the first electric light bulb. And that's what we know him for. We know he invented the first electric light bulb because it changed the way we do things. It changed the way, rather than using candles or gas to produce light, we now had an electric light bulb. It doesn't seem like a big deal to us, but what we don't realize is that before he found his perfect electric light bulb. He did 10,999 failed experiments. That's nearly 11,000 times he failed trying to find this simple innovation for us, which we now take for granted. However, he remains known as one of the most influential inventors of the modern age. So someone I take huge inspiration from personally, Thomas Edison. As well as James Dyson, Sir James Dyson. You might not know him. He's the inventor of the first bagless vacuum cleaner. Cool. We all love doing vacuuming, don't we? Maybe, maybe not. So he invented the first bagless vacuum cleaner. And it doesn't seem like a big deal. But what we realized soon enough, we did a little bit of research about him. He did 5,127 vacuum cleaner designs before he found that first one, which we can go now to the store and purchase. 5,000 different experiments. So this is a big deal, 5,000 experiments, lots of time, lots of effort, lots of broken people, lots of broken experiences, lots of failures. 5,000. But now he stands and he can say, A, he's got a knighthood, pretty cool. B, he stands to be Britain's first billionaire inventor. That's a big deal. It is a big deal. James Dyson is awesome. And so essentially what I take from these two people is, you know, things aren't easy to achieve your goals. They're not always easy. They're not always a walk in the park. But people are around to help you do them. People are always around to help you to achieve them. No matter what you think, they will always be there to help you. That's what I love. I'm going to leave you a question before I answer a couple of questions. That is, if you knew you couldn't fail today, what would you do differently? If you knew you couldn't fail today, what would you do differently? That is, if you knew that whatever you're going to try in life was going to work well, it was going to be successful, you were going to work out all right, you weren't going to fail, you weren't going to be redundant, you weren't going to be unemployed, what would you do differently? So you find that the people that achieve things, that person that is the best guitarist, the best person at spelling, they know how to code games like no one else, anything like that, is that they live in a way where they can't fail. They think, they know, and they believe that they will do what they want to do. So I'd like to thank you in terms of that, and I'm just going to check Twitter for you and see what questions we've got here. There's an interesting one. Crystal, what would you do differently? It's a good question. What would you do differently? I'll take this from my personal experience. What would you do differently? And I would say personally, I would probably pick up people more. Probably not try to run the race by myself. Try to, in a sense, realize that things that you want to achieve can't be achieved by yourself. And it's probably what I'd do differently. All right, what else do we have? One thing you'd be able to learn. One thing that I've learned personally, and one thing that I'd love to have learned, is that no matter what you do in life, you're always going to be recognized for the things that you did well. Things you don't do well, you won't be recognized for. You know why that's cool? Because that means you can be the next James Dyson. You can fail 5,126 times. No one will care about that. No one will care that actually you failed 5,000 times. They'll know that you had one time which you struck it amazing. They remember you now, and now the world's created one of the largest vacuum cleaning companies in the world off that success. So that's something that I hugely admire in that sense. Another one. What is one piece of advice you would give to primary students? No, that's cool. That's a good question, because my primary school education, I would say, was flawed. I didn't take all the opportunities I should have, or I could have, and I now can see that in my education. And what I'd say is, ask your teachers, rely on your teachers. Know that your teachers are there to help you. and they're not there to punish you. And that seems very hard. I remember about 10 years ago sitting in class and I was doing spelling. It seemed pointless to me. What I didn't realize is I'd have to write a speech that I required to be able to spell for, and then if I didn't know, it would go haywire. I'll do another 2 questions. Where are you planning on heading in the near future? That's a big question. Where am I heading in the near future? Personally, for DeXTech, which is a company with computers, we're looking at launching 5 international offices in the next 3 months or so, depending on a few things. That's something that I would love to do, to launch those international offices and get more of a international presence. So that's something as far as business goes. As far as education, I'm going to finish off school next year, so I'm a year 12 student at the moment, and then possibly look at options for study or going to business full time. All right. You talked about taking every opportunity possible. What are the greatest and biggest ones you've taken? Brilliant question. Brilliant. I'll talk about failed opportunities and then maybe a successful one. Is about a year ago, I was picking up a contract for a company, and I thought this was cool. I thought, yeah, let's run with it. It was for a bucket load of iPhones. And so we brought in the iPhones into the country. We imported the iPhones. And there was a shipment for 80 iPhones that landed in the country, and then we realized soon enough we hadn't done our maths right. We realized that these models weren't the models our company that we were purchasing them for wanted. We had 80 iPhones sitting around. Now, I don't know if you know the value of iPhones, but it was the biggest mistake I've ever done. But as far as every opportunity that I've taken, those biggest ones, things like asking questions, things like you're not going to achieve something unless you ask. For example, you could ask your teachers, am I able to do this? Or is this just a given or a talk that it's not possible? Another thing that I'd say is definitely studying at Stanford University. It's a great opportunity for me myself to get that study behind me, and I wasn't sure if I'd want to take that opportunity to study there, but I did, and I can assure you now I'm well and truly thankful I took that opportunity. Possibly another opportunity I'd say would be working amongst other teenagers and other students. Is you can get into a phase where you're doing so well at your music, you're doing so well at whatever, that you get blinded by the people around you. And I think you need to realize that, you need to do those things with people around you. You need to, for example, actually take them with you. All right, here we go. We've got a quick question. Is looking at launching more international offices for DeXTech LLC? Yes, that is for DeXTech. That's the one that was founded 2 years ago, and that's what I'm looking at launching more offices for. I think time for one more. What piece of advice would you have for students struggling for a passion? No, that's interesting. What piece of advice would you have for students not struggling for a passion? So I'll assume that that's something where you're struggling to find what you're dreaming for, what you're wanting to achieve, what you want to do in life. Something for that is I'd say try things out. Try out things in front of you. If the teacher says, we've got the sports day coming up, we've got the spelling bee, we've got this literacy quiz. Feel free to try those things out, and you'll just find out which things you love. Because I can tell you from my personal experiences that I tried out table tennis and things like that, and I still love table tennis. I still love those sports, but they definitely weren't where I was passionate about. But I still took those chances, and I'd definitely say it was worthwhile. So yeah. Thank you for having me this morning, and I'll be around for the rest of the day. Feel free to come over and chat to Nia, Elliot, or myself. We'd love to chat to you guys. It's awesome to see you here this morning. Thank you very much.
again, Toby, for that inspirational presentation. It's amazing what you can achieve at only your age, and we apologise for the technical difficulties. On the slide, hopefully, you can see the events for the day. In a moment, we'll be moving to the school for the conference end. Our ambassadors will lead the way. Morning tea and lunch will be outside, and we ask that you please sit rubbish on. We hope that you enjoy your day and get inspired and have fun. Ambassadors, can you please lead the way?